All right. I think we're good to go. Let me turn the cameras on so people can see us. It has been a while. Okay. No, for real.
Back in action.
Yes. All right. Let me just make sure one more thing. All right. What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Dime Smith. You are now tuned into Making Moguls. What a day, what a day, what a last couple of weeks. We've been live on the gram, so making it happen, staying consistent always. But we are back at Extreme 104 FM, and I'm really excited to be here. And I'm here with my special guest, Nina Rose. How you doing,
Hello, everybody.
Y'all would not even believe how long we have been
It's been
friends.
a long time coming.
Yo.
Oh, boy.
It has been a minute, okay? We have been friends on Facebook for years.
And I finally made it.
Right. Like,
We outside.
we are outside. Yo, right in time. Like,
Right
we
in
would
time is
meet the
perfect.
day. Yes, we would meet the day that what is it? Mask and vaccine mandates is
It's
going.
closed, right? Yup.
Okay.
I'm still masked up, though. I don't trust these people.
I was on the train, like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm
You a
keeping
little
this on.
close.
Facts.
People were packed like sardines.
Literally.
Okay.
It's like an airplane bathroom on it. Like, I can't. I'm like, what's happening? Why are y'all so, like, right next to me? Back up.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, nah, y'all wildin'. This is too much for me. Okay. I actually forgot. Let me go live on Instagram because everybody getting used to,
The live.
seeing us. Yeah, exactly. Seeing me on the live and everything. But we are back. VJ is not here with us today. He's still in that class that we was telling y'all about. So he will be with me here next week. And the thingy is in front of your face. Let's see if this side works. Yep, that works. That's good
Better?
enough. I'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so VJ is still in a class. My co-host name is Vajano.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be here with me next week, and then by the end of the month, the class is over. So he'll be here every week, rocking it with me. But today, it's all about Nina.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get started and you start talking about who you are and what you do and all that great stuff, there's something that I do at the beginning of every show. So every episode since we started again in January, we talk about our small wins, because us as entrepreneurs and CEOs and creatives, we always forget.
We do.
To
All the small
celebrate.
wins.
Yes, because it's so important. All those small things lead up to the big stuff.
Yes.
So I'll go first. I would say that my small win from the past week is that I finally figured out a balance between being inside and outside.
Yes.
Everybody that knows me, I'm like a hermit. Okay,
Always
I'm in my
inside.
shell, in my house. Okay, in my bed, I am hiding. But people swear I'm the most like outside person ever.
I get
And
the
I'm just
same
like,
thing.
I am not.
Like, what do you mean? They say you're the most quietest, mixy person ever. I get that all the time.
And it's like, what does that even? Obviously, that doesn't mean what you think it means. So I'm very happy to have been like coming outside more.
Okay.
I've been to maybe like 5 fashion shows in the last month.
Okay.
And everybody knows
That's
I don't be going to
progress.
people's fashion shows because
Facts.
I am the most critical person ever. Because this is what I do.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since I was a teenager. So I'm
Right.
like, oh no, you shouldn't have let
like,
that
this is
model
sus.
walk yet. Why is she wearing that? You shouldn't have put that.
Why is she walking like that?
Right. Like, y'all don't have a trainer, somebody to. Nah. real talk. I can't even lie to you. But yeah, so I'm balancing my inside and outside. I went on a date this week.
Ooh, oh no, what happened?
Nothing.
Like,
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad thing.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah.
As long as you took that step, you know.
Right, because I
good
don't
thing.
even date. I'm working. I be working all the time.
Facts,
so
same.
I just got to get a meal or two every now and then.
Not the meal. Was the food at least good?
Oh, the food was really good.
Okay.
It was really good.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So talk to me. Tell me your small win for within the last like week, 2 weeks, month, recent.
Okay, so from the last weekend, I want to say like I've been able to finally like balance my business and personal finances.
Okay,
that's one of the
big.
things, especially as an entrepreneur, that like we completely get
Yeah.
jumbled up a lot. I finally got a bookkeeper. I finally got somebody to help me get my. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally got somebody to help me get my shit together.
Facts.
And it's like it's been such a weight off my shoulders. And like, yeah, so I want to say that's one of like my biggest wins for 2022.
That's great. That's really dope. Okay. Oh, got you. All right. I'm getting in trouble behind the scenes, but it's fine.
No.
It's fine. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I think you're doing great. I don't know what's happening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So tell the people what it is that you do. First, I'ma say what I gotta say.
Okay.
And then you
what
take
you
it from
gotta
there.
say, girl.
Okay, because this girl is so freaking talented.
Well, thank you.
No, seriously. Like I need to. I'm trying to do this thing where I give everybody their flowers while they're here and all that.
Facts.
It's crazy because like I see your stuff all the time on Facebook and I never go anywhere. So I never have a reason to like buy anything, but this girl is like one of the most talented custom designers that I literally have ever met.
Thank
So I'm gonna start off with that and you take it from there.
Okay.
So go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Nina Rose. I'm from Queens, big Queens. You feel me? I'm a fashion designer. I do couture and high-end streetwear. I really started off with streetwear, and I found my way into the couture industry somehow.
Yes.
I'm also a spiritual advisor, so I do tarot readings, Reiki sessions, and just all things mind, body, and soul.
Fire. So why what made you go from streetwear to couture?
Honestly, so I started off with streetwear because I was in college.
Okay.
I was a very big sneakerhead. So everybody who's known me since high school, I graduated in 07, and like that entire era of my life has just been sneakers, just straight sneakers.
Fire.
So then I get into college and I just can't afford anything anymore. So now I'm a broke college student and I'm like, what am I gonna do with all these sneakers and no outfits? This is a tragedy.
Right.
So I started getting onto YouTube and learning how to do like upcycling denim, distressing, dyeing, spiking, studding, every possible thing that I could find.
Wow.
I was very big in thrifting. Like I didn't know how to sew to save my life. And then, you know, I had friends and stuff that were asking, like, yo, that jacket is fire. Like, how much you charging it for? So I really started like from the bottom.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, you really like this shit?
Yeah.
Like, all right, $50. All right, why not, you know? But then, you know, I had certain people in my family that were just like, okay, well, if you could do this, can you make me a dress or something? And I'm like, I like challenges, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, I can't sew, but I'll try, you know, like, sure. But I will say, like, when I was younger, my mom taught me how to hand sew, like, you know, like basic hemming and stuff like that. So I'll never forget, I made my first dress, my cousin's birthday dress. I'll never forget this, by hand, the whole dress, bro.
Oh,
and it was probably one of the most intricate dresses. I don't know why I said yes, but I was like, you know, why not? Halfway, I'm like, why did I say yes to this shit? Like, why? Why did I do this to myself?
I love you,
Right. Like, why? You know I couldn't do this shit. Come on, man.
Right.
She's like, no, I know that you can do it. I'm like, all right, well, I appreciate you believing in me.
Right. Look what it blossomed into.
Right. So ever since then, it was just kind of like, okay, well, I kind of like this. Then I'm like, but I can't keep doing this shit by hand.
Right.
So like, I gotta learn how to use a machine. And then I bought myself like a little $60, $70 machine from Walmart. Got myself on YouTube, and it was history from then.
Wow.
Literally. People don't believe me. I'm like, yeah, YouTube University. They're like, you didn't go to FIT? I'm like, nope. I went to school, but not for this. Like,
what did you go to school for?
I went to school for forensic psychology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, totally.
That's so crazy. I told my mother when I was 5 that I wanted to be a forensic psychologist.
Listen.
I'm so serious. I went to school. I went to Berkeley for a year.
Yes.
And then was like, I've been running a business for the last 4 years now. Like, I think I'm all right.
Good. I think I'm good.
Yep. This is expensive, and rather be spending my money on other things.
Exactly.
It was one of those.
And now you out here. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's it.
That's really dope though. So you just like fell into it, really.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong. Forensic psychology and just psychology overall is still like one of my passions. But as far as like creatively, I definitely just kind of just fell into the fashion industry.
Right.
If you knew me like way back then, you would have thought if anything I would have developed into like a stylist or something, because that's what I like to do. I like to put things together. I like to put outfits together, sneakers to whatever. But to become the constructor of it all is just kind of like, okay, now we're here, I guess.
Do you still have the streetwear side of your brand?
But I'm so like, I'm not gonna lie, like I love my couture. Some people are probably gonna crucify me for this, but the streetwear line is my baby. Like when I say my baby, it's like I had to rebrand a few times and all this stuff, but like, so I'm just kind of waiting. And I don't want to say the perfect moment, because let's be honest, like in reality, there's no such thing as the perfect time. But I've been doing, I'm about to be 33 this year. I've been doing this for the past 12 years.
Wow.
I am kind of tired. Everybody's been like, you sure you look like you're like 18? Like, that's why y'all don't respect me. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
But like I've reached the point where I've gone through so many trial and error stages where I'm just kind of like, I brought myself back to student mode where I'm observing the market, especially like, people around our age. Like we didn't necessarily grow up. We grew up like right in the midst of this media, social media, era. So I'm still learning social media. I'm still learning all this algorithm foolishness. It's just like,
I blame everything on the algorithm.
I blame everything on the algorithm.
What I said the other day, I was like, I don't see any likes or anything on this post, and I know people is supposed to be liking
Mark
it.
Zuckerberg.
The freaking algorithm.
It pissed me off. The algorithm is just the devil. I can't stand it. Every week it's changing, and I just can't keep up. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
So shout outs to social media managers, shout outs to PRs, shout out to all marketing agents, shout outs to y'all, because I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, no, we definitely need you guys. We appreciate y'all for real. How important do you feel? Do you have a team?
So right now I have a very small team. It's like me, I have a really dope stylist on my team who acts also as my creative director. He's super dope. Shout out to you, Brandon.
Okay, Brandon.
He's been with me for the past few years, and but to be honest, like I need more at this point. You know what I mean? So my goal, especially for the couture, is to bring on more seamstresses and things like that. Cause girl, I'm tired. I'm tired. I sew and sew and sew, and I'm just like,
that's
I'm good.
Crazy.
Yeah,
because when you look at the dresses that you make,
some people, I will tell you, like I've been sewing out of my living room for the past like 10 years. Last year was my move out. year.
Okay.
So I was able to get my own office and things like that
Yes.
finally. So that's a little accomplishment for me. But
Amazing.
there's so many of the other dresses that I have that people would be like, "There's no way that you sold this in your living room." And I'm like, "Yeah,
I did.
yeah, I definitely did." On Little Home Machine, before I got my industrial machine, they're just like, "Damn, yo, you really be slaving." And I'm like, "Yeah, facts." So this is why I charge how much I charge. Like, it's
But
real out
listen,
here.
your price is your price, and guess what?
Listen.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price
It's
either.
not today's price at all.
Talking about pricing, so you do a lot of like I don't know if it's considered sample sales when you do it for
Yes.
clothing. Yeah. So how did that come about, and why do you do it?
Okay, so the sample sale I did actually came right before I was moving out. And I'm, again, like, I'm very spiritual. I believe in like energies and new beginnings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had so much fabric at my house that dated back to like 2013, 2014.
Wow.
And I've been through mad shit since then.
Right.
So I was just like, I don't want to take all this stuff to my new spot. I want to start fresh. I want to let go of these fabrics and all that other stuff.
Right.
So, it was a lot of pieces that I made into, like for the mannequins, displays, things like that, that I was just ready to let go. So I was just like, all right, sell it for $100, $150. And funny story, my son is 11 years old, and he's like my little manager. It's so funny because, he's 11. So he's like, "Mom, why are you selling these for $100?" And I'm like, "Because they're samples." And he was like, "I don't care if they're samples. You're bugging.
Right.
$100?" And I'm like,
Because he knows
what you
that
want me
these
to
are
do,
$1,000
Ma?
dresses.
And that's exactly. He'll be like, "Ma, I see," because he sees me, like, how hard I work. And he was just like, "Yo, with the amount of hours," he's like, "I don't know math like that, but
I know enough to know that math is not mathing.
It's not mathing." So he be blacking on me. Yo, I had to do like a secret sale. I had to like block him on social media and stuff so he didn't see, because he was just like, "Yo, you're bugging. You're bugging." That's my
I
little manager.
can't deal.
my
That is
manager.
so funny. Have you hired him officially into your business?
Not paying him, but yeah, he's there.
No, I asked that because I keep hearing about
Oh, the whole like bringing them into the
and then paying them, what is it, $12,500 a year or something like that.
He
And then,
takes enough of my bank account on a regular basis. I don't know
Bro,
about
love
the
you.
salary, but
yo, I cannot.
I'll tuck the money away, But
That is real. Oh, shout outs to Slops. He's on the live.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah, he said,
What's
"Oh,
goody?
y'all both did the event." Facts. I was definitely on the event.
Yes, me
venting.
too.
I didn't see yours. Now I gotta go look for it.
Yes, it was like, damn, yo, time flies so fast. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I definitely did the event. It was dope.
Yeah. No,
Super
it really. Listen. I love talking to Slops.
He got me in like my little vulnerable moment and shit. Big comfy couch.
Right.
I see where we're going
It's a
here.
setup.
Yup.
It's a setup. He not low. We know.
He not low. We know what
We
you
know
doing,
what it
boy.
is. But nah, definitely shout outs to Slops. Also shout outs to 50 Cal Fab.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Yeah. Oh, your cousin said you paying with food and clothes. so the son is good.
She knows. She knows the deal.
That is so funny. It's crazy. I love hearing about people's stories because the way I run my shows, because this is like the fourth platform that I've had. Like the Live
you
Like
on the
Radio
move,
Land.
boy.
Like,
I
listen,
know.
I said what I said, all these platforms, but I run them like conversations, right? And people always wind up telling me like the craziest things. So what is one of the craziest things a customer has said or requested from you?
Has said or requested. I'll never forget. I had a client. Well, I can't even call them a client because I didn't take them, but it was like a prospective client. They contacted me once and they sent me a picture of another like super popular designer's dress. Now, one of my main policies is that I don't emulate or replicate designs.
Right.
And I'd like to just clear that up. Like as far as like America goes, because in other countries, seamstress and designers kind of, you know, mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
But in America, it's not.
Right.
So seamstress is a person who knows how to sew. You'll find them in like other businesses, tailor, you know what I mean, things like that. And a designer is a person. The designer doesn't always know how to sew. If you get one who does, you're lucky, right?
Right.
So my biggest thing is that I always wanted to make sure that my clientele knows that I am a designer. You cannot just, you can bring me what you like as inspiration,
Right.
but I'm not
But I'm gonna
copying
make-
it. Right.
right.
It's gonna have my own flair to it and all that stuff.
Right.
So they bring me a copy of somebody else's design. And I let them know, and I'm like, they're like, can you make it exactly like this?
Nope.
And I was like, no. I was like, if I wanted to, I can, but I'm
Right.
not. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not doing it like that. I'm not replicating it. And they're just like, but why not? And I'm like,
Because that's a...
because I'm a designer. Now, these were during the times like where I was explaining myself. Now I'm not explaining shit.
Oh,
You
girl.
either.
Thank you. I'm glad.
No. So before I was just like, you know, as a designer, I prefer to use this as inspiration to have my own taste to it, you know, that whole
Yeah.
shebang. So she was just so adamant. She was just like, okay, well then you must really not want money then, because I don't understand. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't
just
want
like,
your money. I don't
I
care.
guess not. And they were like, okay, well for somebody that's what did they say? Something had something to do with my following. So it was just like, oh well, for somebody who's like not as popular or something like that, you should definitely be taking on more of these types of orders. Yo, the way I was like, this is that person's, because I just so happen to know a lot of the most popular designers in New York.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay, here is his Instagram.
Right.
Okay. You can contact him yourself. And you have a wonderful, blessed day, ma'am. Like, that was just
Yes.
it. And it just shows how much, like, entitlement, how much, like, just very weird energy that people, you know, people bring. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Ever since then, I'm like, yeah, I'm not explaining it. If you're coming to me, you know that I make my own designs.
Right.
Or we can design something together.
Right.
Don't bring me something to emulate, to replicate. Also, and it's not just because of my own artistry, it's because I respect another artist's
Right.
creations. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted,
Yes.
there's nothing really new under the sun, but I'm not duplicating what they made, bro. They're in New York too. Contact them. Just very simple. Very simple.
I think the same things, because I follow a lot of the really popular designers as well, and I've just heard that so much. Like, people come to them like, "Oh, can you make this?" And it's like,
nerve.
"No, I'm not gonna make that. Why don't you just contact the person who
contact
made
the
it and ask
person.
them for it?"
And I've seen people actually take my designs, never contact me, but
Right.
they'll take it to the designer that they want. So I'm just
Oh, my
like,
goodness.
I don't understand.
And
You
then be
literally just
upset
came
with
from my
what they
page.
get.
Yeah.
I saw I saw
weird.
this dress. It was like a bunch of feathers or something crazy. And the initial dress was very pretty.
Yes. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Oh
about.
my
Oh, no. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the what I asked for, what I ordered.
Yeah.
Oh, that was tragic.
Oh my gosh.
Poor girl
I
looked
was
like an ostrich.
Dang, she really did though.
She did.
I'm like, this is sad.
This is very sad.
But this is what happens, guys. You gotta respect the designer, okay? It's the same with like, well, it's not really the same with hairstylists. It's pretty. It's hair. Hair is
Yeah.
hair. But like, regardless, it's like art.
right.
Somebody paints a picture and it's like, oh, can you make me this? Why don't you just
Why don't you
buy
just
the
do
one
this? Or pay
that's
for the
made? What the hell?
I
Yo,
don't
people
know,
are
man.
so
You know, it just-
strange.
It's not making sense.
Yes, the math is not
It's alright
happening.
though.
It's fine. So, okay, I know that you get a lot of like prom orders. We doing weddings.
Yes, bridal out
Okay.
here, you
Yes. All right. There were, and then I'm sure you get like birthdays and those
Yes.
type of things as well.
All
so
in between the year.
yes. So let's talk about how the pandemic initially, because there was no weddings. There was
nothing.
there was no weddings. There was
There was
no
nothing.
events. There was no proms. There was nothing. So
There was nothing.
how did the pandemic initially affect your business?
So it's actually very interesting because I actually had one client for the beginning of 2020,
Okay.
and they wanted me to make them a like the super lavish gown. Now I want to say like the inspiration dress itself was probably like at least 10K. Like that's how extravagant it was.
Right.
So she contacts me, asks me to make this. So now this is like right before the pandemic hit.
Right.
So she asked me to make this. I told her I got her. It was like 2 dresses. So say like the deposit was like 2K or say something like that, right?
Okay.
She pays me, but now she's like on me, like, you know, what are we doing with this? Da, da, da. So I was like, yo, I had to ship the fabric, make sure that it got expressed and everything, got it. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic just hits, boom, right in the middle of the week. Oh, we're shutting down everything, blah, blah, blah. So then she contacts me, mind you, and goes, oh, so by the way, the event that I was going to was completely canceled, so I have to, mind you, I have a contract. I don't play that shit.
Yeah,
So I have a contract. My contract lays out everything. So in the contract it says, regardless of cancellation of event, you gotta finish paying this shit.
Right.
Because if I finished making it, I have to get paid for this.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like the deposit barely just covers material costs.
Right.
So now I got everything, I expressed it and everything. She contacts me and she tells me the event is canceled. So now that's like my first 2 dresses for the year just completely shot. She tries to hit me with so you don't have to wear anything. I already called my bank to cancel the order.
Wow.
I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, what?
That is
So
so
then Chase takes
annoying.
out a rack and change from my account. Mind you, I already bought hundreds of dollars of fabric already.
Right.
Now, just a note out to entrepreneurs out there, whether it's a product-based business or service-based business, please make sure that you have your receipts
Yes.
for everything.
Oh, that saved me with PayPal recently.
Text
I hate
messages,
PayPal.
DMs, contract, everything. So I'm like, you are aware that you signed the contract, right? Oh, well, I didn't read it. That's not my business.
She did not
This
say
is
she
your
didn't read
signature,
it.
right? Okay, say less. So I printed that shit out, called Chase. Chase is like, yo, my cousin actually works with Chase. So she was like, you better get your ass to a brand and tell him. Yo, that same day, bro, I'll never forget this shit. I went with my son, too. I was like, listen, this girl trying to
Come
get
on,
me.
manager.
Yeah, I was like, come on, manager. You gonna see this bullshit. So I show all the receipts. I'm like, this is her phone number. This is the text, the DMs, everything. So he was like, oh, okay, well, you're very prepared. Yo, that same day, he returned all my bread. She was not happy. Not happy at all. So I say all that to say this. This was right in the beginning of the pandemic. So this was literally my first order and my last order. So you can only imagine as a business, we're fully self-employed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is literally what funds our life. I can't even say lifestyle. It's our life. We got to put food on the table. We have to pay rent. We have to, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, you can't sit here and play with people like that, especially if you are able to actually speak to the person. We could have worked something out, whatever, but you wanted to be
Right.
funny. So now I got the last laugh. Now you tight. That's not my business, though. You played yourself. So after that, I'm like, damn, all proms got canceled. All bridal got
Yes.
canceled. Birthdays, you can't go anywhere because we were shutting
We
down.
were shut down, yeah.
So now, people kept asking me to make masks.
Okay.
And I was just like,
yeah, like, I don't
like, I know I can. I got the pattern. It was easy. But it was just like, it was very tedious work. But I was like, okay, why not? You know,
I
let's
did
fuck it.
masks for like 2 days. A company asked me to do it. I had a little sewing machine in my house. I
Slavery.
was like, yeah, no, I'm not. 2
I
days
was
was good
in a
enough.
sweatshop. A sweatshop. But I will say, like, the amount of people that bought masks for me were ridiculous. Like, when I say probably during the mask era,
The mask era. Oh my God.
the mask era,
The world we're living in, man.
Yo,
That's crazy. Just say
I
it.
probably made like one of the most like highest caps in my business.
Wow.
Yes. Mainly because I was making masks that people weren't making. Like I was
Okay.
using like flags. I was doing so people wanted to rep. It was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a mask. I might as well get a Trinity flag, a Haitian flag, Jamaican flag. So I was
Yeah.
doing those.
Fire.
I was doing like little things that like novelty masks that people wouldn't. I was doing like Harry Potter masks. I was doing like freaking like
Smart.
anime shit. You know what I mean? Things I was playing to what people liked.
Right.
You know? And then it just completely took off. And
So y'all hear that? Identify the hole in the market.
yup.
And then make it unique.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Because
it.
everybody else was making masks, and don't get me wrong, there were dope masks we were doing, you know, whatever we had to do. But I was making sure, and that's why I was able to sell them between like $20 and $25 because I was learning how to make like the filters, because you know we needed filters in the masks and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I want to make it. I'm very big, even with my clothes. I'm very big on like fashion and function.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though it's a novelty mask, I still want to be able to give you a sense of protection as much as I possibly can.
Right.
And you know, it took off from there. Literally.
Amazing.
And my dad wasn't even fucking with me with the fashion before that, but after this, he was like, "Damn, you smart." Like, what?
Thanks.
I was like,
Dad.
"Yo, you think I was gonna sit my ass here for the whole year? You crazy?" Shit.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. And is that when you started doing like the tarot readings and that type of stuff, or you were already doing
readings for the last maybe like 5, almost 6 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
publicly, like for the public. Yeah. But I was doing readings for myself. That's how that's how much I started. I didn't start like as a business or anything. It honestly wasn't even an intention to start as a business. I was just on my own healing journey. I got into tarot, I got into crystals, and just pretty much just finding myself as a spiritualist, as a, just digging deep, my past, present, future, all that. And then I discovered my gifts, you know what I'm saying? So from then I've been able to, like, people would come to me. I used to do like readings for free, like completely free, but it's so draining. All that, I look at energy like I look at money. It's an exchange. It's a currency, you know?
Right.
So eventually it turned into a business, and now we're here with both.
So let's talk about marketing real quick. So you have 2 separate businesses.
Yes.
How do you separate your audience at all? You just promote both to
Okay.
like,
let's really get into marketing for real. So this is a big lesson that I'm learning. I will say for Twitter, right? Twitter is probably the first place that I've learned how to really target a niche, right? So with Twitter, I had an account that I've had since like 2011, you know, from back then.
Yeah.
And then I realized that that's not my audience for anything. You know what I'm saying? These are people that I just met along the way, through college, school, doing whatever nightlife job that I was doing before. They're not my audience.
Right.
So then I started Black Mystic, which is the spiritual page, and the astro and the tarot and stuff like that.
Right.
And the way that it grew so quickly, I was like, this is what they're talking about a target audience. So I was like, all right. And then, so now I'm still, mind you, I tried to kind of like ease my dresses into it at the same time.
Of course.
And then, right?
Why not? Shameless plug.
Yeah. Shameless plug, cross branding. This should work.
Yes.
But unfortunately, that's not how social media works. Yeah, it's not how marketing works. So I've learned that lesson recently. I started realizing, like, especially on Twitter, it's like the people who followed me for dresses, when they're seeing me doing like timeline readings, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Unfollow. Or like vice versa. The people that expect me to do the tarot readings, they're like, "Why is she posting a whole bunch of dresses?" Unfollow. So I was like, "All right, wait.
Gotta separate.
Yes, you gotta separate it.
Yeah.
So since then, I've been trying to pretty much just apply the same principles to like across all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and have like different pages for everything. So everything is pretty much separated. However, it's just difficult doing so because on the fashion line, I have 2 different lines. Like I said, I have the couture and the streetwear, and then I have the tarot page. Then I have Facebook, and then I have separate pages for that, and then I have Twitter.
Much.
So I'm like, yo, how is one person trying to manage 12 different pages? And then now y'all want to tell me to get on TikTok?
Right.
Oh, nah. It was, yo.
Yup. There's a whole other group of people waiting for you on TikTok.
God. I tried to go on TikTok. TikTok is another thing. They're like, oh, it's so easy to go viral. Just post a bunch of videos. So I try. I'm not a content maker. Like, that's another thing. Shout out to y'all content creators. I give you mad respect, because me, boy, What? Just to simply like record myself sewing.
Yeah.
Because I get in the zone. Like I'm just I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once I'm focused, I'm focused. I don't focus on nothing else. So to be able to just record and do, and granted, it seems like it's easy because it's just like, oh, just get a tripod and record.
Right.
But you need quality content. Quality content is a thing, you know? So it's like,
absolutely.
in order to do what I need to do, in order to give the look that I need to give, I can't just be doing this shit by myself, bro. Like, it's not working. I've tried to have my son help me. My son be putting me on TikTok.
I was about to say that.
What? I told you he's my manager.
Yeah.
He put me on. He's like, Mom, you got to use this audio and you got to use this hashtag. And I was like, okay, all right, I get it. Okay. After one day, I'll post like 5 videos, probably get a little traction. Then the next 2 weeks, it's clipped. Like, I can't keep up.
That's
with
why
this
you have
consistency.
to. So when it comes to social media, you have to bulk create.
Yes.
So, and then spread it out over time. You can't post all 5 of them at one time. You got to be like, all right, I'm
need
gonna post
time.
2.
Yes.
And I'm gonna post 1. Then I'm gonna post another one. Like,
Spread
you
it
gotta
out.
spread it out. That's how that works. I have no idea how to like handle all of the platforms in
Right.
one, but I will tell you the what's it called? Meta Business Suite on
Okay, yes,
Facebook.
yes.
Very helpful. It helps me
Okay,
because I have like
noted.
5 brands.
Yes.
But I go in there and I can at least handle Facebook and Instagram from there.
Okay.
And then just schedule, I'll pick a day, just pick a day of the week, say Sunday, right? And unfortunately, all day
Yeah.
on Sunday, it's really about, okay, I'm going to
Posting
make
it.
sure that, you just set up the schedule.
Okay.
So at this time on this day, it also, it reads your analytics for
Okay.
you. So it'll give you suggestions on like, okay, Facebook, your audience is active at 8 p.m. on
The
Friday.
times and everything,
So
yeah.
you just press schedule and put something in there and then it'll post on Friday at 8.
Okay.
So definitely try that because that'll at least help you create some consistency. And then from there, you can start to fill in the blanks a little more
Right,
on other
right.
things. It's
Okay.
very helpful.
Okay, noted. 'Cause I didn't even know that. I've seen the Meta Business Suite. I've seen how they like grouped some of my accounts on Instagram, and it's like, you know, you could connect this account to this account and this account to this account.
Right.
So I found that pretty cool because then it just makes things a little easier.
It's
but
so
now you went,
helpful.
you know, a lot more in depth, so that's good to know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do a class.
Yeah, you
on
should.
it. Yeah, because it's really, and it's forever changing.
Right.
But you can handle your ads. You can kind of handle your ads from there because for some reason Facebook has a whole other ad manager
Yeah, it's
portion.
ridiculous.
It's too much, but for the most part, you can handle most things in the business suite, and I'm telling you, it's gonna help you so much.
Okay, good to know. She's gonna look fire in this one. This one, I was like, we can do this one too. We'll see. So I brought all 3. We flew down to Miami Beach, me and my son.
Oh my God, I love this.
And it was super dope. We met with my cousin. It was also my nephew's birthday, so it was just like it worked. It was divine timing.
Yes.
For real. It was perfect. And just it was an incredible experience. I was super nervous at first because I was just like, wait, what? Like, we're really getting published? Like, is this really what's happening here?
Wow.
She's like, yes, we're getting published.
And
now.
is this your first publication?
Yes, my first magazine publication,
Whoa.
bro. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. And
That
out of
doesn't
all of them,
happen.
like Harper's, I was like,
Right. That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Yep.
Like to be the first.
Yep.
Wow.
And it was for the January issue. So I was just like, yeah, this is a good way to set off 2022. Like, this is the energy, this is the vibe that I'm trying to ride on, the momentum and everything.
This is why I tell people all the time, relationships are so important.
Yes.
So important because if you didn't build a relationship with that model,
Yup.
this wouldn't have even been, it may have still happened
Right.
at some
Just
point.
not at the
Just not
time.
at the time that it happened.
Relationships are so important, and I need people to understand that because that's really what separates actual like entrepreneurship business owners from just hustling.
Yes.
Because having a hustler mentality is so important, yes, because it gives you that hunger, right? It's what helps, it's the drive. However, when it comes to actual longevity, which is the word that a lot of people tend to forget, that's what separates entrepreneurship from the hustler mentality, because it's like, bro, you need to be able to maintain relationships. Yes. You need to be able to build your network. You need to be able to build these bridges between people and have those connections down the line.
Right.
So it's so important.
Absolutely.
So grateful for it. So grateful.
Yeah. I was so proud of you when I saw that. I'm like, there is no way. I have to talk to her about this.
She's like, what? A lot of people, everybody was like, wait, huh?
It came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
I'm just so happy that, like I said, you were prepared for that, because, I mean, okay, so if you weren't prepared, what would you have done?
I would have gotten prepared, I'll tell you that much. Exactly. Listen, I had some dresses that were not even, like, completely sewn to the design that I wanted to. I got, we pulled up, made it happen. Right on her. She was like, wait, are you like literally making this to my body? I'm like, yes. Yes. This is what we're doing. Like,
that is amazing.
Yep. So
go ahead, girl. So, I mean, I can't even, so I was going to ask, like, how do designers that are up and coming get into a major publication? But it was like something that randomly happened.
Yeah. I'm still trying to learn how to even get into these publishings myself as a designer, right? But the more that I'm like observe the industry, the more I see it's that exact same way you build relationships. Yes. Whether you build a relationship with a photographer, you build a relationship with a network of models. That's really how it happens, because at the end of the day, you're the one supplying the look. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can get featured as a designer, but a lot of the times it's through the collaboration, the collaborative effort, the team that you really get put on. So makeup artists, hairstylists, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. So that's pretty much what I'm working on right now.
I'm not gonna lie, right? So let's talk about leverage.
Okay.
Because that is so powerful, and that's exactly how you're going to get into the rest of whatever magazines that you're trying to get into, or blogs that are important to you, or any type of publication. That's going to be what it is. Hey, I am a custom clothing designer. I'm a couture designer, and I was featured on Harper's Bazaar. I would love to be featured in your exactly. That's all. They're gonna be like, you were in what? Yeah, okay, let me see.
Yeah, let me see. And that's another thing, because the look matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many, custom designers out here. There's so many fashion designers, but there's a certain look, especially for these magazines, that they go for. Right. And as long as you fit that look for them, then it's just like, okay, but let me see the proof, though. Right. Then it's like, all right, you valid.
It's like, I know.
Yeah, I told you. I was bullshitting. Like, nah, son.
Is Harper's Bazaar a print publication?
Yes.
Did you buy a copy?
And online. So I'm still waiting for them to send me copies. Everybody keeps telling me,
I want one thing.
Yes, I got you. Everybody's like, I need an autograph one. Thank you very much. I'm waiting to get one. Okay. To just at least like rip the pages out and frame them shits.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, you gotta make sure that it's gotta be framed. Yup. Oh my gosh. Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is crazy. So what's next? What is Nina's goals for 2022? What has to get accomplished before the end of the year? Wait, hold up, because I almost forgot. It's so funny because I've barely been looking at this iPad. I wrote all these questions. Don't even listen. I don't need
flowing.
It. Right. I don't even need it. Yep. So I saw on Facebook. I swear I be stalking my guests. It's crazy. It is so funny.
Research.
Yes. All right. Some people don't do that. I'm telling you. They just be like, okay, yeah, so how long have you been designing?
Yeah.
So what do you design? Oh, I've never seen your designs before. What is your favorite color to design? What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean? Color.
So you posted that you tired of people's shit and you taking your talents to the UK. Yep. Okay, I saw that. Are you looking to move to the UK?
No.
Oh, okay,
we're not moving to the UK.
Don't leave me. We best friends now. Okay, we finally met in person. I got you.
I'm staying here for now.
Okay.
But I'm doing London Fashion Week in September, which is
my
another like
gosh.
major opportunity that came out of nowhere.
Listen, I'm your assistant. Your son is your manager. I'm coming
And
with
that's
you.
it. There you go, a team. Boom. And I like that you brought that up because that's another thing that I've actually established through a relationship. So back in 2015, I got the opportunity to do Los Angeles Fashion Week.
Nice.
And that was like another situation where it's just kind of like, okay, you know, we need one more designer. You got like 2 weeks to get here and make a collection and all that other shit.
Yeah.
So I made it through. And I built a lot of connections with the producers, the directors of the show, the photographers, and it just so happened that I'm still super connected to one of like the media and like big photographers that they have. And he's been contacting me for so long. He was just like, you know, every New York Fashion Week, every LA Fashion Week, every like all Fashion Week, he was like, Nina, like, what, are you coming? And I'm like, no, bro, this shit is not cheap,
This
bro.
is not exactly.
Right. So finally, after the whole Harper situation and everything, and I'm just like, all right, I really need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just over just. Don't get me wrong, I love my clients, I love what I do and everything, but
course.
I know it's just so much more that I want to accomplish for the brand itself. And that has to do with showcasing, it has to do with the media and getting my name out there, my stuff out there. So finally he contacts me shortly after the shoot, and he was just like, all right, so you're gonna tell me we're not doing LA London Fashion Week? I was like, no, we doing it, I'm doing it. So, yep, for September, we're going to London.
What day is it?
I'm still waiting for the information, but
Okay.
London Fashion Week is typically the second week of September because New York is typically like the first week of September. So like probably between like the 16th, 7th, like around that
Oh, that's
time.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because my show's
She's
on the
like-
11th, and I have to obviously be here for my show.
Yes.
But
you
I'm
pulling
coming to
up.
London.
We outside.
we outside. That's crazy.
I'm so excited.
What? Okay. All right. So what is your, do you have any like big goals for, because I know for the spiritual business, it's more so just like on how you're feeling and what comes from that. So
yeah, so for the spiritual aspect, it's really going, so you know how I was saying before, I started with forensic psychology and stuff like that. So my biggest thing was the fact, like, my mom passed away several years ago. She was an addict and alcoholic. So one of my biggest things into getting into like wellness and mindfulness and stuff was to learn how to be like an alcohol drug abuse counselor, right?
Okay.
So that's like one of my main things, between that and inner child healing and stuff, especially in the Black community. Just because like mental health is something that we just often just kind of sweep
brush
under the rug.
off. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just so toxic, and it's we don't really realize the effects that it has on us, on the kids. So then it becomes like a generational cycle of toxicity.
Right.
So my main goal for that is in conjunction to the spirituality and the spiritual like advisement, to really just build like centers for like low income neighborhoods and things like that, so that we can really focus on helping them heal traumas, helping them heal their addictions, and really tapping into that. So that's like my main future goal for that.
Wow.
That's why this brand really starts, because fashion, I love fashion, don't get me wrong, but it's not my end all be all. I want that. I'm kind of like Rihanna mode in this sense. You know how she got into music and it's like, all right, I did what I had to do. I gave y'all classics. Y'all know who I am. Now I have this whole Rihanna Fenty universe.
Right.
That's really what I'm trying to do. I want like the fashion to be like my main foundation, my basis foundation, so it could sit on its own. It could do. Hopefully, my son will be able to take over in the future, so that I can be able to really like walk in my purpose to help others.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
You're
so that's the
absolutely
goal.
gonna do that.
Yes.
We're not trying.
You're right.
You got
We're
this.
doing it. We're doing
You got
it.
this. This is fire.
We're
you know
doing
what? This has been one of the best conversations that I've had on the show.
I'm
I'm not gonna
tingly
lie.
inside. I love it.
This was super dope. So tell everyone where they can find you, where they can find wait, hold on. I'm trying to stop. Because I got the next show gotta come on. Your books are closed after this weekend.
So unfortunately for y'all, I'm sorry, I love y'all, but yeah, my books for designing is closed because at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really need to focus on remarketing, re-strategizing, and everything as far as the brand goes because it's not going like everybody looks at it and they see like, oh my god, it's so successful, and don't get me wrong, it is, but it's not as an artist and as a business owner, it's not going in the direction that I want it to go in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I want to, but like I have a certain vision. We have visions. You know how it is.
Yep.
Tunnel vision. It's a wrap. And I understand that things don't really transpire exactly how we want to. That's how life is. You know, change happens, whatever. But I have a very particular vision for my fashion brand. And that's really where I'm trying to aim, or I am aiming everything towards. So at this point, you know, and same note to a lot of you entrepreneurs and business owners out there. Listen, if you got to start over as many times as you need to, re-strategize as many times as you need to, rebrand as many times as you need to until you get that shit right.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't succumb to the pressures out there. Don't succumb to any of the bullshit that's out there because it's going to try, especially on social media. It's not worth it, you know? So right now, I'm taking a little break as far as taking custom orders. I'm still going to be working my ass off. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be working on, you know, more media relationships, trying to get in more, you know, speaking, networking, and all that stuff.
I mean, I got a panel discussion if you trying to.
Listen, I'm pulling up to
April
everything.
3rd, what you trying to do?
Listen, I'm
we got some things to talk about.
Point. Y'all gonna hear me at this point, all right?
Well, tell them where they can find you.
So you guys can find my design page, Maison Oz. That's MAISONOZ. We'll put it on the website.
Yes.
And you can also find, and that's on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And as far as like my spiritual page, my tarot page, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well. Black Mystic, BLAQUE Mystic.
Awesome.
Yes.
And you guys know already, you can follow me on Instagram at Dime Smith. That's Dime with a Y, not an I. Follow us on Instagram, The Making Moguls Show. We are on live every Monday at 7 p.m. Okay.
Yes.
On Extreme 104 FM. Yes. So make sure y'all follow me, follow my guests. This was a dope ass conversation.
I appreciate you for having me.
We got so many fire things coming up too, by the way. So make sure y'all tap in. We got a festival coming up April 3rd. So I'm trying to get Nina on the fashion panel. You know,
I'm gonna get on the panel. I'm gonna have to. Now that you put me on the spot, now I can't say no.
Listen, this is ritual here. Okay, I say things on air so that you know we locked in.
Like we got witnesses.
Right, like this is accountability here. Okay,
you right. Now I gotta do it. Now I have to do it. So y'all gonna see me.
Facts. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure y'all stay tuned in. We got my girl Kanika coming on right after this. And it's lit. I'm out.
See out.